Well, there you go. Didn't take it took, it was taking longer previously. I'm glad that it actually got his shit together a little bit. New Techie got me thinking some unwoke things. I can't lie. You think so? What do these two do? I actually don't know what these two do. I think I looked at it at one point and decided it wasn't. They weren't interesting enough for me to pull on, but I mean, the new Taiki might make you want to pull on something else. It's possible. Taiki's incredibly strong. Dober is very niche. Yeah. I think it was like Taiki was a really good pacer, right? And I was like, I'll pass. Hella Brickathon. Hella there, Christy. Hold up. Let's take a look. Taiki's amazing. When regular Taiki doesn't work, you'll see her every mile CM. Ah, I see. Okay. Oh, camping. It's not summer, it's camping. Real. That Thresh champ in 2XKO is so sick. I'm glad to hear it. I've not seen much, but all I've been hearing is positive shit, right? So that is certainly exciting for a guy like me. I've just been seeing nothing but positivity about sort of that whole release. Kind of recommended you ticket her or Kabano Ricky for your dirt team forever. Ticket? Oh, like the, yeah. Thresh Braum is the team for the enlightened Gooners. I see. 30% power growth. He's got Taiki's aptitudes. I think. Yeah, those are Taiki's aptitudes. B dirt, E medium, E late, C front. Sure. Joyful Voyage. What the fuck is this? Position towards the front with 200 meters remaining. Increase velocity. Then if also positioned near the leading Uma Musume, gain the strength to slightly move forward. I assume that's Excel. No, current speed. Ooh. Okay, so we're getting current speed buffs. Is this the first? Is this the first one of these? I feel like this is the maybe I'm forgetting. I feel like this is Ono was the first one. Akebono. Also, hello streamer. 3. Damn, that's tough. I thought like Hishi Akebono? I thought there's only one Akebono, and she's very old and does not have a current speed buff. Yeah, she doesn't. Am I crazy? Or are you talking about is Bono not Akebono? She doesn't have it, does she? There's only one Akebono that I could see. I could have sworn she had it. No. I think this is the first current speed buff. Dober's fit is amazing, but she has like 2 tracks you run her on. Yeah. Amazing even. I think this is the first current speed buff on global, right? From a skill or from an ult. Like, I don't think there's a support card that has a gold skill that has a current speed buff, and I don't think there's an ult that has a current speed buff yet, except like right now. This is the one. I think this is the first one, which is very cool. So this is Giga Ultra Mega Super Insano Pulse, huh? Like, this is Pulse if it was a 0.5, and 0.15 of that was instant. That is, yeah. Distance diff, top 5. So you have to be... What? Oh, you have to be... Wait, when they say near the leading Uma Musume, they mean 5 lengths? Okay, that is not very near, huh? You have to be within 5 lengths of whoever's in first? You have to be second or worse. Sure, yeah, makes sense. Otherwise, this couldn't be satisfiable anyway. Second to fourth. So similar to other Taiki, but Taiki is third to fourth, right? And that's to be 200 meters left, and then you just fucking teleport. Yeah, so this is... If this happens... I mean, isn't this... I mean, this ult, anyway, is... 5 meters, 2 lengths. Oh, that's meters. Okay, yeah. 2 lengths. That's a little bit more reasonable. Okay. That is, you actually do have to be kind of close to them. Fair. And then if not, if it's just 200 meters left, you get just the target speed, which is obviously not great. Like, it's bad pulse, but... in the last 200 meters, if you're not within 2 lengths of the horse who's about to win anyway, you probably are not winning that, right? So, like, when this ult has the ability to do something, it's going to be insane, which is really nice. Actually, well, come to think of it, the target speed... the target speed and the current speed don't stack. Yes? Like, it's not like, you know, like if my like current target speed is 1 and I get an extra 0.35, it becomes, you know, 1.35. But if I then get a current speed buff of 0.15, is current speed also a target speed buff, basically? Does it end up being 1.50? I don't think so, right? Like, maybe, hold on, let me do this. Maybe? Like, in the sense of, like, say this is the speed I'm running at, and then, you know, this is the target speed. Or, sorry. Say this is my target speed, and this now is my new target speed with the ult, right? And say that, you know, this was the speed that I was running at, and now immediately my current speed takes a bump up with the ult, and then I'll start accelerating towards this, right? The current speed and the target speed, like, it doesn't increase my target speed as well, right? Because in my head, I thought this was, I think, even better than it was, where, by the way, Buttresses, thank you for the rate. Hello. I thought it's even better than it was, where it's like if you imagine that this is my target speed. No, current speed doesn't increase target speed? Okay. I thought this was, like, insano ridiculous. It's still very good, right? That's still very good, for sure. But in my head, I thought it was like, you know, if I have a target speed buff there, right, and then, like, I got a current speed buff, like, my target speed buff went up, and then I got a current speed buff, like, a second later, it would go like this, but it would look like I was running at this speed, and then I start accelerating, and I take a big jump up and go here. Current speed plus target speed increase is insane. No, I'm still with you. It's still very strong, but I think I understood it. I think I understood it to be even stronger than it is, right? I mean, that's really good. How do you factor? Because we're gonna have to start thinking about this, right? What is, like, what is the value of getting this current speed 0.15? In the sense of, like, how much better is it? Like straight raw numbers. Like, how much better is this than this? Like, if I just get 0.35 target speed, right? Versus if I get 0.35 target speed and 0.15 current speed. Depends on duration. No, sure, yeah. You just, when you find the amount of distance it gives you, but no, if that not depends on duration, right? Because as soon as you, I'm unsure how you would calculate this. Yeah, if you have a 0.4 from power, roughly shave the time to new target speed by half a second. Because yeah, as long as, like, a current speed increase in, like, by itself in the acceleration zone or something can count. Basically, it's like speed carryover, right? It's quite good. But if I have a target speed increase and the current speed increase, I was already going to be accelerating to this higher speed in, like, a second or so anyway. Does the current speed mean that once you accelerate, you're up to 0.5, or are you capped at 0.35? You're capped at 0.35. That was the question I was asking earlier. Apparently, you're capped still. Like, the current speed is not also, you know? Like, I think if you had a 0.35 target speed increase, you got all the way there, it was still active, and then you popped a current speed. If you have a target speed buff active, you got all the way to your new target speed, and then you popped a new current speed while you were at your target speed, that would be 1.5. So why isn't it when they happen at the same time? Yeah, because I guess you can be taken over your target speed by a current speed buff, maybe? But if they're happening at the same time, it wouldn't work that way, right? 0.35 minus 0.15 over Excel? Yeah. But then I'm like, because if that's the idea, if it's like, oh, all it saves me is half a second of acceleration up to this, like, slightly higher target speed, doesn't that mean it's not that much? I guess it's literally just the exact moment the current speed activates? Yeah. Like, how the fuck do you calc this? Because there's going to be an important, like, it's going to be confusing right now, but, like, a shit ton of these are going to start dropping from now on, right? Not always with a target speed buff, but it's like, what's, so basically the question, because there's two questions, right? One, if I'm at my target speed and I get current speed, What's the value of the current speed? And then that question is really easy, right? That question is really easy. That question is just straight up, how much current speed did you get for how long, right? So say I'm already at my target speed, and I get 0.15 meters per second of current speed for 7 seconds, right? That is straight up just this. Like, that's, boom, easy, right? That's the extra lengths that gives me, right? Very nice. Sure. But if I'm accelerating and I get some current speed, what is the value of that? And the value of that, if it's a small acceleration like this, it's like a speed carryover, yes. But when generally when we're talking speed carryover a lot, no, I understand, but what's the number, Vane? Like, with a small, because the thing with speed carryover is that difference between, yeah, I'm just shit posting. Yeah. Like, when you hit the excel zone, ignore this Taiki ult for a second, right? When you hit the excel zone, you're, running at like, I don't fucking know, right? You're running at like 20 or something like that. Oh god. You're running at like 20 meters per second or something. And then you hit the excel zone, right? Oh, that is horribly impossible to see. You hit like the excel zone right here, and then suddenly your new target speed is like, I don't fucking know, it's like 24 or something, roughly, right? Like, I think it's actually a little less than this. But it's like 24, right? So is this the first instance of current speed in the game? Yes, yeah. That's why I'm like trying to figure out how the fuck you're supposed to value this. So here it's like, if you started at 20, you have to do all of this acceleration up to 20.4. But if you started at like 20.35 or something, then you just have to do less acceleration, and there's a lot of acceleration to do. But I guess that's another question too. Is like, is it more valuable if there's the current speed buff more valuable? 6 to 7% benefit if you took 5 seconds to late race top speed without speed carryover. It just be a direct comparison of how much excel time it would take you to excel that 0.15 speed. Like, I guess I'm trying to turn it into lengths, right? And maybe I had too long of a day at work today to turn it into lengths. But we're gonna try and figure this out together. You guys hopefully are smarter than I am. Oh yeah, I think the simple thing is, how far do I go without it? How far do I go with it? Right? 0.4 excel from power. That's like, is that 1200 power? Like, let's fucking square root of 500 times 1200 times 0.006 or whatever. 900? Okay, yeah. So let's take like 1000 power as a baseline, right? Let's take 1000 power as a base, because if this is in the last spurt, like, chances are you don't have any other acceleration active, right? So it's gonna be purely your power excel that actually comes into play here. So without this, right? If I suddenly got a 0.35 target speed buff, it would take me whatever 0.35 divided by 4.2 is, right? Straight up? Yeah. Wait, no, this is weight, isn't this? There's another 0 that's supposed to be here. Yeah! I was like, that's way too high. But yeah. So this is 0.35 divided by 0.424, right? So it would have taken me 0.7 seconds, or sorry, 0.35. It would have taken me about 0.83 seconds to get up that high, right? To get to that new speed. I guess can you figure out what acceleration, like, so if I have a 0.15 current speed increase, all I actually have to do is accelerate 0.2, right? So can I figure out 0.471, 0.2 over what acceleration, right? What acceleration would make me get 0.35 in the 0.2 amount of seconds, and then plug in the kinematics equation for acceleration and turns into distance on that? You know what I mean? Like, with 0.424 acceleration, I get 0.35 and 0.825 seconds, right? With the current speed buff, essentially all I have to do is accelerate 0.2, because that's I got the 0.15 immediately, instantly, right? So is it if x over y equals z, and I want to solve for the acceleration, I want to solve for y, then I just do x over z, right? So I do 0.2 over 0.4 or 0.35 over 0.471, right? And that gives me 0.743 accel. Oh, but the problem is I'm going to be accelerating for different amounts of time. No, that's not going to work. How do you fucking figure out the value this gives you in terms of distance, man? This looks like a hard calc. It is a hard calc. Or it's not even like, I don't think it's like, maybe it's not mathematically hard, but it's just like conceptually hard to figure out. Okay, I think the simplest way to do this, right, is how long does it take? Let's say I have teleporting Uma. Yeah. Let's say, is it true that if we have a tail of two Uma here, right? One of them is accelerating this whole thing just like, straight. One of them has a current speed increase, and they're both starting at the same speed, let's say, right? So like one of them has a current speed increase, so they hop up here and then go there, right? Is it fair to say that by the time that the one who doesn't have the current speed increase gets up to 20.15, are they then the same? No, it's not, because they're basically going to be a shifted. Like if you imagine that, oh man, this is hard to conceptualize. I don't think it's hard to calculate. I think it's hard to conceptualize what I'm calculating, right? Like if we imagine that there is a time t. No, because current speed was a higher speed for longer. You're right. Yes. If we imagine we're at a time t, and then there's a time. Well, this is where they both start accelerating, right? And at time t, Uma Musume 1 is going to start accelerating the normal way. Uma Musume 2 at the same start. Let me make this maybe a color that contrasts a little bit more. Is going to start at the same speed, but then hit this right away and then start accelerating, right? And they are both going. They are both going towards the same goal, right? They are both going towards like this ceiling, right? And so Uma Musume 2 would hit it first and then level off. Uma Musume 1 would hit it second, assuming all things equal. The only difference is the current speed buff, right? And there's some time T2 where this happens, right? Wait, why is current speed buff a bit of a misnomer? So like, okay, the easy thing, right, that to say is that obviously from this point onwards, right, from this point onwards, they're the same. There's no advantage. And from this point previously, of course, they're also the same. Nothing had happened yet. So I'm trying to find. So this is speed over time. This is calculus? I'm trying to find this area, right? This area is the distance difference between them. Current speed is listed as last self speed, and actual speed is last speed. These two variables are what give us actual current speed. No algebra? Is this distance? Is this like shaded area not the distance difference between them, or am I crazy? How do you do this with algebra? Because yeah, like if this is v, right, and this is t. I mean, I guess I can just okay. I can just calculate the distance that Uma Musume 2 covers in this time, calculate the distance that Uma Musume 1 covers in this time, and then subtract them. Right? Yeah. Like I'm overcomplicating this. I'm trying to like combine the two into one formula that gives me the difference. Let's ignore the fact that there's two of them. Let's just take one Uma with the current speed buff, one Uma without the current speed buff, right? When the speed buff happens. But when the speed buff happens, does change it by a lot. In this case, with the Taiki ult, it's happening at the beginning. Like, as soon as your current speed goes up is also when your target speed goes up, right? Hold on, what's Vane saying about the misnomer? He's saying there's two different current speed. The real current speed, which is whatever speed your Uma's running at, and the variable current speed buff/debuff. Yeah, sure. I'm thinking of it as like an immediate jump up in your speed, right? Okay. So, let's do that then. The UMA with the current speed buff is... The UMA with the current speed buff, right, would take this long to accelerate up to the target speed buff. Oh, shit. Okay. They're immediately going to be at 20.15. So, they're accelerating for... No, sorry. The UMA is going to be accelerating for this long, because they don't have to accelerate, right? Fix Excel team and fix target speed for sanity's sake. No, I think I got it. I think I got it, right? The UMA is accelerating for this long, right? So while they're accelerating, it's fucking 1/2. So it's V times T, 20.15, right? 20.15 times this, 0.417, times 0.417, plus 0.5 times 0.424 times 0.471 squared, right? 0.471 squared. 0.471 squared, right? Is this right? Why is this so big? 0.5 times 0.424. No, I mean, I guess it is. Yeah, I guess it's just that big, sure. Because this number is really big, right? Because, yeah, they're traveling at 20.15 meters per second. Are they? They're traveling at 20.15 meters per second for 0.471 seconds. That's where most of this number is coming from. Is just that, yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. This number is right. So, 5 seconds is going. Well, actually, let's say it is. What's 5 times 1.6? Because this is a mile scale. 8. Okay. So let's say it's 8 seconds, right? So for 0.471 of those 8 seconds, they're going to be traveling this much, right? And then the next part is easy. Then it's just plus 20.35 times fucking 8 minus 0.471, right? So the Uma Musume with the current speed buff over those 8 seconds. Well, this part will cancel out on both sides. No, it won't. It'll be slightly different. Yeah, it'll be slightly different. Okay. So the Uma Musume with the current speed buff travels 162.75 meters, right? 162. Let's keep it there, right? Is that? Stay with me for a second here. That's correct, yes? They're accelerating for a small period of time, and they're running at their max speed for that next 8 seconds. Quick sanity check. Does this seem right? Assuming that they, at the start of the 8 seconds, immediately get the current speed buff. So instead of running at 20, they're running at 20.15, right? And they're accelerating with 1,000 power up to... I got nothing. Math nerds, where are you at? Ophidian? You still here? I think this looks right. In my head. Here. For the current speed, Uma, over 8 seconds, does this look like the correct distance traveled to you? This is the one with the current speed buff. What formula are you using for this? Distance equals speed times time plus 1/2 acceleration time squared. It's the kinematics formula for the distance traveled by a accelerating object, right? What's the setup? The setup is that this Uma was running at 20 meters per second, right? This Uma was running at 20 meters per second, and right here, they popped Taiki ult, the camping Taiki ult. So they got an immediate 0.15 speed increase, and then a 0.35 target speed increase. So their speed, like, immediately, so if this is their target speed, right? Their new target speed. Their speed immediately jumped up by 0.15, and then they accelerated up to that target speed, and then they ran at that new target speed for the rest of the time, right? Which is about 7.5 seconds. Oh, ignore that. Well, I don't know why the fuck that happens. Right? That's the setup. So I have, and, you know, my idea is because they only have to accelerate up to 0.2, because they already, so 0.35 is their increased target speed, but they get 0.15 of it instantly, and we're being told it doesn't stack. So they only have to accelerate up to 0.2. So they're, so with 1,000 power, 0.424 acceleration, they're accelerating for 0.471 seconds. And then you just plug that into this. Right? The VT plus 1/2 AT squared. And then you just add the total, like the max speed they'll be at times the total distance they'll be running at minus the time it took them to accelerate. And this is like this just VT now, because at this point they're not accelerating. But T is just 8 seconds minus however long it took them to excel. Does this look correct? Intuitively, this seems correct to me, but I don't want to. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. So the UMA that doesn't have the current speed debuff but gets the 0.35 target speed buff, right? So you capped at 20.35. Yeah. Basically, assuming, because yeah, I guess I guess it probably should be more like 24.15, right? 24.15 and 24.35. It's not, if I use the same numbers, it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, like since this is happening in the late race, it's got to be something closer to this, actually. It's not their mid-race speed, it's their late race speed, right? Because just to remind you of the perspective, the context here is this Taiki ult, which is happening, it's pulse. It's happening the last 200 meters. So you're at like your end game top speed, and then this is hitting, right? So I guess it is more accurate for it to be 24.15 and 24.35. But yeah. Just helping get the idea? Yeah. Okay, so the UMA that doesn't have this and just has like the bad version of this, right, quote unquote, like this. Say you don't get the current speed. You just get 8 seconds, because I'm imagining we're on a 1,600 meter mile, right? We're getting 8 seconds of 0.35. That UMA still has 1,000 power. Everything's the same, right? So that UMA has to go, they have 0.35 to accelerate, right, over 0.424. So they're accelerating for 0.825 seconds, right? And they are going to be at... okay. I think it's starting to come together, right, in my head. So instead of 24.15, they're going to be at 24 here, which matters, right? 24 times 0.825, right? 0.825. So they're also at top speed for less time, right? Plus 0.5 times... Oh, killed my 8 key. I popped it out of my keyboard. What the hell? I'm getting too fucking excited doing the math. There we go. Plus 0.5 times their acceleration, which is 0.424 times 0.825 squared. This part of the equation will be bigger for them because they're accelerating for twice as long, right? But then, right, it's plus 24.35 times 8 minus 0.825. Right? It's the same fucking number? It is. It is not a big difference. What am I... Really? Did I do something wrong, or is this just not that meaningful? This is 0.1 meters? Current speed buffs might be better in the acceleration zone, maybe? That can't be. I mean... I think it's B, man. Your calc makes sense to me. Are you calcing current speed as Excel? Not really, no. No, I'm calcing current speed as it's making me have to accelerate for less time because I'm starting at a higher speed. How fast are they excelling? 0.424, which is 1,000 power, right? Because I'm assuming you're in the last spurt, so you don't have any like acceleration skills activated. It's just raw 1,000 power? Yeah. Like, I'm calculating it as basically the difference between these two is that while they're accelerating, one of them starts faster and spends less time accelerating and spends more time at top speed. And the other one starts at lower, accelerates for longer, and spends, well, for actually about twice as long, and spends less time at top speed. But it doesn't make that big of a difference. It's very possible I'm doing this wrong. Current speed is a direct result after acceleration calculations. Current speed is a direct result after acceleration calculations. What does that mean? What does that sentence mean? I don't think I follow. Current speed is a direct result after acceleration calculations. I think you got it right. Yeah, but I mean, it's just not that big of a deal if I got it right, is the thing. It's just simply not that meaningful. Now, you could think of it, you could get rid of... I mean, no, but this part is part of it. This is actually the advantage the current speed gives you, is that you're at this top speed for longer. the target speed is kind of a much bigger deal here. I'm trying to decipher the race dog, but I think it would suggest current speed is calculated different than how you're doing it. Let's see. Does the race mechanics doc actually have something on this? Because I'll take a look. It's real muddy. Hold on. Current speed. Okay, what does this say? Speed debuffs affect actual speed after all other calculations. The change in speed is instant with no need for acceleration, deceleration. Yeah. I'm on section 21 and 22. Oh, so you're not in this document? No, I am. Let me just type current speed again. I just said no need for Excel, yeah. Okay, skill ability. There are two variables for Numa's current speed: actual speed, last speed in code, and current speed, last self-speed in code. Current speed is the direct result after acceleration calculations. It is fed into the next round of acceleration calculations. Current speed is also used to calculate HP consumption per second. Okay, yeah. This just means that this is a really fancy way to say the current speed is the speed you're running at right now. Yes? It's fed into the next round of acceleration calculations. Current speed is also used to calculate HP consumption per second. Yeah. If your numbers are correct, that makes double Dom poop basically from a butt. No. Right? The thing that's making this, if my numbers are right, the thing that's making it like weaker is that it's coming with a target speed buff. Like, if instead of this being target speed 0.35 and current speed 0.15, it was like just current speed 0.35 or something, it will be significantly stronger, right? It's the fact that because there's target speed, everyone else, like in the world where we have the target speed, but we don't have the current speed, we're still speeding up anyway. The current speed just makes us do it like, about half a second faster, right? If we didn't, in the same example, right, say that it was just 0.15 current speed and there was no target speed buff, the math for it is that, right? It's half a length, right? Like say that it was just a 0.15 current speed buff, the math for it is just it's half a length, right? The difference is that having a target speed buff means that the current speed buff, part of its valor is being stolen by target speed. The idea that, because one of the things that current speed does when it's alone is going to make you run faster than you otherwise would have. Right? That's kind of the biggest thing, obviously, right? Is it makes you run faster than you would have otherwise. But target speed is also doing that. So we're double dipping on these effects. And this calculation, right, is assuming the comparison point here is not an UMA that has a current speed buff and an UMA that doesn't have a current speed buff in this calculation, right? That's not the comparison point. The comparison point is an UMA that has a 0.35 target speed buff and an UMA that has a 0.35 target speed buff and a 0.15 current speed buff, right? If you want the difference between someone who just has a current speed buff and someone who doesn't, and there's no target speed buff attached, it's very easy. It's the current speed buff times the number of seconds it lasts for. And that's huge, right? It's basically just, it's like a better version of a speed skill popping, essentially, right? Because you instantly also get that speed. But, so this ult, by the way, like this ult is still, like, fine, but really most of its value is still that 0.35 target speed. When you get something like Dominator, right? We could talk about, because Dominator is basically just works in reverse. Dominator, right? This is just a current speed debuff. Like, you know what it is? If you want to picture this in your head and make it make sense, right? Imagine if you got dominated by someone, but you were already decelerating anyway, right? Like, say you were already above your max speed, and you were naturally going to decelerate like 0.4 below your max speed. Anyways, and then while that was happening, you got hit by a Dom. It still matters. You decelerate faster, but you were, like, the main thing that was fucking you there was the fact that you were going to decelerate for so long. Right? So Dominator's lunch, that, I'm going to make you run slower, you're double dipping on an effect. Something is already slowing you down. So all Dominator does now is it makes you slow down faster. But like that, like the big meat and potatoes of it, of like you are running X amount slower for this many seconds, its lunch has been eaten by something else, right? But double dom, because that's not usually the case in like the late race, you're not usually slowing down naturally. In fact, you're speeding up, if anything, right? So double dom, what it ends up being is just 0.5 times however long it lasts, which is about, usually 6 seconds, right? So it straight up just becomes 0.5 times 6. It's a length and a little bit, right? Similarly to how like something like surging beat. Where is? Oh, it's not here, of course. Yeah. Right? Like this shit just being like 0.35 current speed. I mean, you are accelerating anyway in this case. But I think because the acceleration is lasting about as long, if not longer than the current speed effect anyway. Yeah. As long as your speed, you know what makes current speed, okay, here's what would make current speed better. Okay? The thing that's stopping it is when your speed gets capped out. At that point, you're no longer getting the benefit. Like if current speed doesn't stack with target speed, then target speed eats its lunch. If it does, then this shit is crazy. Yes? Because if it doesn't, something like surging beat will be better than something like Taiki ult, because you'll be accelerating, your speed will not hit a ceiling the entire time the effect is active, probably. Right? Whereas with Taiki ult, you hit that ceiling very early, and then the current speed buff basically just goes away. Right? In the sense of, imagine, like, once you hit 20.35 on this is basically just a target speed buff. The current speed buff makes a 0.1 meter difference in that half second that it's there, but after that, it kind of just doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't do anything. Now, a very important question, an assumption we had going into these calculations that I was told by someone in chat, I can't remember who, but I don't actually know if it's right or not, is if I have a 0.15 current speed and a 0.35 target speed, by the time I'm done fully accelerating, am I at 0.5 extra? Like, is current speed target speed that also bumps your speed up immediately? The current speed buff, right? Is it also target speed that that accelerates immediately? Because in that case, right, isn't target speed in that phase just your max speed? Yes, that's correct. But I'm saying I'm comparing Taiki ult here and Taiki ult here. I'm saying how much better is it actually to get this versus this? And if current speed does not stack on target speed, then the difference is 0.1 meters, and it really doesn't mean anything, which means this ult is just kind of bad pulse, right? Because it's mostly a 0.35 target speed increase. If current speed is also a target speed buff that just instantly shunpos me up 0.15 speed, then the difference will get huge here, right? Because then this acceleration time is going to be a little different, right? But let's say it's like about 0.825 roughly, right? Roughly. Right, 0.825. Like, it's going to be a little longer, actually, because you have 0.5. No, it should be the same, yeah, because you only have 0.35 to accelerate, right? And then this will be 0.825 as well, but this will be 24.50, right? 24.50, 24.15 times 0.825, 24.15 times 0.825 is what I have over here too, right? Yes. Yeah, see? Now, this is the big difference. This is 1.2 lengths again. This is, because now, right? Now, this is, again, it doesn't matter anymore, right? Now it's straight up. The reason this is 1.2 is now it's just 0.15 times 8, right? Like, the difference between these two numbers, right, is 1.2. And it's because it's 0.15 times 8. Like, now, current speed is always just target speed, but better. Yes? So in that case, this shit, when you hit this version of the ultimate, this is like way better pulse. Gets a 0.5, part of which activates immediately, right? But if it's not, then this ultimate is bad, straight up. Like, it's worse than... Well, it's not bad, but it's, like, worse than Pulse. It's not anything particularly special, at the very least, right? To start playing Uma, any tips? I don't... Play the video game, man. Make sure you have enough stamina for the tracks that you're on. In career mode, you get a plus 400 hidden bonus to all your stats. So don't think that just because your horse is able to run the, I don't know, like the Kika show on career, that means they'll be able to run it outside, right? Reroll on Agnes Tachyon, Light Hello. Sure, that sounds like yeah, sure. If you like the game and you want to play it long term. But I would say for now, just do it. I would say just play the game and like start like really really beginner stuff is just the scenario banner for the next scenario is coming up. Try the game out for a month. Just fuck around, have some fun, and then if you like it, maybe reroll on that. Agnes Tachyon Light, hello. But yeah, so I think it's the former rather than the latter. It's a bit it feels craft, trust me, bro. But this horse is so highly regarded, I doubt the unique results in just a 0.1 length difference. Well, then it should be the latter, right, Vane? JK, pull only on your Ochis and don't listen to the Uma tubers. It depends on what you want out of the game. I am willing to believe that current speed is... So, basically, the question now... what the question is, right? There are two worlds we could live in. Let me actually write this out in text, right? Current speed... fucking divergence, right? There are two things, and I'm not sure how to like actually tell, right? Where has my control Z gone, right? Either I could not find a concrete answer in the race doc on this. Yeah. There's two, like, there's an open question here that really determines how strong this Taiki ult is, and just in general, like how strong current speed combined with target speed is going to be in the future, right? Either current speed is... Hold up. Let me maybe just take the font size on this down a little bit. Let's make it like font size like fucking 20, right? Either current speed is just instant excel, basically, right? That's like the first world that we might live in, where all current speed is it basically, imagine it's just like a teleportation of excel, right? It's just whatever speed you're at, you just are now at a higher speed, right? And it can break you past your target speed if you don't have a target speed buff active, right? In that case, Taiki alt buns. Yeah? Oh, Machikane Fukutaru's, I've been trying to get her to S rank. Best one so far has been A. Honestly, go for it, man. I would recommend, like that shit seems good, right? Like if you want to just play fucking Madafaka and just like that is a great way, I guess, to get your sea legs a little bit, I think. Right? Or there's a world where current speed is that plus a target speed buff, right? In that case, Taiki alt cracked. So, this question is really important, actually. I think it's the former, unfortunate. There are a couple of qualitative reasons that make me think that it's the latter, right? There are a couple of qualitative reasons that make me think it's the latter and not the former. One, this is a relatively difficult condition. Yeah? Like being, at least in the way that they tend to budget conditions on skills in this game, right? This is a relatively difficult condition to meet. If it didn't do anything when you hit it, basically, I would find that surprising. Yes? Considering the fact that have been other Uma where they have a 0.35, and if they do something, it turns into a 0.45, which is like better than this, right? And oftentimes they're an easier condition. So it makes me like, maybe I'm trusting Cygames too much, but this will be a very, very, very odd design on Taiki, right? And from the general vibe of how they like balance patch this game and stuff like that, I get the sense that Cygames knows like what is good in like they know how to make things good. Right? When they wanted to take something that was bad and make it good, they tend to do that successfully. So I think they have an understanding of what is good. Right? So that's one thing. The other thing, yeah, this is less convincing, but the other thing is just, it is Taiki, and this is, like, supposed to be... Does anyone know a JP simulator because we can solve this? Ooh, wait, you're right. We can solve this. No, we can maybe put her into the Moo later. We don't even maybe we don't even need. I forgot about that. Can't we? Like surely, is she in this or is she not in here yet? Maybe she's not. Yeah, no, she's here. Hold up, that's actually a good point. It's going to assume that her shit's gonna activate. Current speed stacks on top post calculation. You're sure? Have you tested it? Just clear out the skills? Yes. Oh, fuck. Is there like a clear skills button? That's what the doc would imply. That was my initial instinct too. Remember when I said, oh, I think I saw this and I read it as even better than I thought it was? That was my initial instincts that it quote unquote should, right? Like prescriptively, I would think that it would do that. If we put her back, I think it will. If we put her back, I think it will put her ult in there. There you go. So let's just compare. And let's say she's a pace. Okay. And then we can figure out what her top speed theoretically should be. She's UMA 1. Yeah, speed is really all that matters, right? We're looking at her speed, distance S, sure, right? What is her top speed? Her top speed is, what does it say? 25.34, right? Her top speed is 25.34. What if we got rid of her ult and just put like in body and mind here? Ah, there you go. Right? That's it. That is literally all the proof you need. Her top speed is exactly 0.15 higher. Yeah. That's it. That's I mean, assuming the Moomoo later is accurate, which I think it is generally, right? This is it. That's all you need to know. In body and mind is 0.35 on the last stretch, right? So it is literally the bad version of her ult. And her target speed, her max speed goes down by 0.15. I mean, I can run it again too. Like I can fucking can I like reset the seed somehow? I think you can, but that does not look like an instant increase on the graph. Well, it's a very small. It'll be a very small increase, right? Where does her ult active? Oh, well, that's in body and mind. Hold on. Let's go back to her actual ult. But yeah, I think, okay, so Taiki ult is correct. Yep. Yeah, okay. Looks like it's fucking insane, actually. Right? Yeah, see? There it is. It is an instant increase. See that immediate jump up? You see that immediate jump up right there? That's the current speed difference. That kind of weird crick in the graph, that is the current speed. And her top speed is also 0.15 higher, right? So yes, okay. So current speed is just target speed, but better. Right? The way you should be reading this ult. Okay, so it's correct, yes. The way you should be reading this ult is either this is a 0.35 target speed, or it's a 0.5 target speed. But it's a little better than it's not actually that much better than a 0.5 target speed, I will say, but it's a little better than a 0.5 target speed. If you want to know how much, it's like the 0.1 meters that we did earlier, right? So yeah, this is crazy. This is just when you hit this is like just way better pulse. Like it's 0.5 instead of 0.45, but also it comes with a little bit of sauce on top there for that with that. Like it's like a 0.53 or something like that, right? Like the difference between pulse and a 0.35 is about the same difference between this and pulse, right? Like this is like a 0.51 or 5.2 or something like that. Basically, is kind of how you can think of it. So if you think that 0.45 is way better than 0.35, this is almost the same difference. This shit is insane. Okay, I understand now. So current speed buffs are incredibly strong. Now it doesn't matter. The sort of comforting news about this too is that this takes all of the nuance out of it. It now doesn't matter if it happens while you're accelerating or while you were at top speed or if you hit top speed mid acceleration when you had a current speed. No, it doesn't matter. It's current speed. The value of a current speed buff is now always very simple. It is always, right? X, which is not the everything at, X, which is the magnitude of the current speed buff, times T, which is how many seconds you have it up for. right? Current speed during Excel Zone is still very good. No, I'm saying, yeah. It does, like, if it, like, it doesn't matter, no matter where the current speed pops, in Excel Zone, in last spurt, in mid-race, in early race, anywhere, it doesn't matter. The value of a current speed buff is always the size of the current speed buff times the number of seconds it's up for. Plain and simple. It is the easiest thing in the game to calculate, actually. After all of that pain, it's always, like, for Taiki ult, for example, if it's a 0.15 current speed buff and it lasts 8 seconds, no matter where it pops, when you're accelerating, when you're not accelerating, when you're in the mid-race, when you're at top speed, when you're not at top speed, when you have a target speed buff, when you don't have a target speed buff, whatever the fuck it is, it's always 0.15 times 8, 1.2, that's it. Right? The only variable is the length of time it lasts for and how long it goes for, right? So, you know, when we look at other current speed shit, and it's got this Taiki from a single pull, nice. Like, when you look at, like, Surging Beats, for example, right? Surging Beats, I mean, this shit is also, yes, it's crazy, right? The shit is, no matter, like, if you're on, like, a medium, this shit is just 0.35 times 2, right? 0.35, oh, my fucking 8 key fell off again. 0.35 times, fucking hell. No, not 0.3, okay, let me get my fucking 8 key back on here, Jesus. There you go. 0.35 times 2. No, times 6. No, times 6. There you go. Right, this shit is just always a length on a medium. No matter where you pop it, it's a length, right? You can sort of think this way about, like, Professor of Curvature too, right? Like, theoretically, Professor of Curvature is also that, but it's a little worse in the sense that, well, it's a lot. Okay, here's why current speed is better than target speed. One, even when you're at top speed, there is that little acceleration period diff, right? When you're at top speed, it's that tiny, like 0.1 diff, which for a 0.35 is probably going to be closer to like a 0.4 or 0.5, so it's still meaningful, right? So it's still a little better even when both of them happen when you're already at top speed. But the big difference, right, is if current speed happens in the Excel Zone, it's still just as valuable, right? That is going to be the big difference about these current speed buffs moving forward. If you pop, you know, some speed buff right at the start of the acceleration zone, a target speed buff, it literally does nothing at all, right? Current speed is unaffected. It is the exact same value. Yeah, so that shit's crazy, man. Taiki ult is really good. She's gonna eat your lunch for sure. Taiki is going to kill you. Taiki has super pulse on Miles, right? Yeah. Taiki has super pulse. Cool. And she's got Mile Maven, and she's got gold head on. Okay, yeah, no, this horse is gonna eat your ass. Oh my, and you might even fucking like it while it's happening, you fucking freak. She's got gold head on, she's got pace chaser corners, she's got Mile Maven, she's got Mile corners just built into the kit, huh? She's got both corner skills, Mile Maven and gold head on. Oh boy. Taiki giving neck? Right, you're giving Taiki neck, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's no such thing as a bad Taiki, yup. Taiki ain't giving no neck, you're giving neck. Taiki is grabbing your head and forcing you to give neck. Consensually, of course. Though ACAB, I guess. I mean, this one's not ACAB, at least. Okay. Cool. So Taiki's insane. Covered. Figured out. Sure, man. This is good on, like, every track, by the way, too, right? Like, I mean, it's best on Miles, because that's where you're not going to waste... Like, it's best on a 2,000 meter, actually, because that's when you're going to get the full 10 seconds of valid. Well, no, yeah, it's probably best on, like, a 1,600, right? But, like, even on a medium, like, if you can get her aptitude up, this is good on mediums, too, right? There's no reason this is not good on mediums. Again, it's pulse. Anywhere that pulse is good, this is good. Pulse does have the problem. On a long, you're not going to get the full duration out of this, right? Since it has that 200 meters. Like, if this is going to last for, like, 15 seconds, you're not going to be running. You're going to hit the finish line before this can fully go out. But, like, this ult is good wherever you can put her. If you can get her on a sprint, it's going to be good. If you can get, even to an extent, even if it's happening if the last 200 meters is the Excel Zone still somehow, it still doesn't matter because you get a current speed buff a little bit, right? But yeah, it's really good on Miles. It's really good on mediums. Like, it's still pretty good on longs. I don't know why you're putting this G Taiki on a long, but this is not even like regular Taiki. Her ult basically doesn't do anything outside of, like, if the race gets longer than 2,000 meters. This one is good everywhere. right? This is like a good skill on like the derby, right? If you can fucking get her ass on there, why not? Of course, the thing with Taiki is you got 2-mile skills right here, right? And this is also going to be better on shorter tracks, but the ult itself is good everywhere, right? Sorry if I'm being obtuse, but isn't it like more better in the Excel zone than just the strict lengths because you get the top speed faster and can never be eaten? Or does that still only have fixed lengths? What does eaten mean? At the end of the day, it'll feel better to get the top speed faster, but no, the value of it is always just going to be fixed lengths, right? It's always just going to, but unless eaten as in target speed in the Excel zone is disappeared, the current speed will have the same impact everywhere. The place where I think I see what you're saying. There's two things we're talking about here, right? Current speed has the same impact everywhere, no matter where it happens in the race. The gap between the performance of a current speed buff and a target speed buff is biggest in the Excel zone. If that's what you're saying, you're right. If you're already at top speed, the difference between a current and target speed buff is mild, right? It's not very much at all. It's a little, it's that like 0.1 meter on a 0.15 that we saw earlier, right? And like maybe like 0.3 on a 0.35 or something, right? But the gap in performance between a target speed buff and a current speed buff in the Excel zone is massive because one of them is 0 and one of them is not 0. In fact, it's the same that it always was, right? It's V times T. So if that's what you're saying, yes. If you're saying for target speed itself, isn't it technically better in the Excel zone than it is in like the last spurt or the mid race? No, there's no reason that should be true. If anything, as always, the best place for a speed buff is the mid race. Because the magnitude of the effect is the same everywhere, but that mid-race positioning is often key for other parts of your kit, right? I guess it's because carryover speed seemed good, and I thought current speed in the Excel zone would have been gooder for some reason. Okay, no, you're touching on something that is real here, right? Why is speed carryover so good? Because it does the thing that current speed does, right? Where it lets a speed skill provide Excel value. Normally, right, like your Rising Dragon or your Full of Vigor or something like that doesn't do anything in the acceleration zone, right? But if you can get a bunch of value, the reason speed carryover is nice is because you get to like steal some value, basically, right? If you imagine that we are on the final corner, right? Like we're racing here, we're on the final corner. Oh my god, what is happening with my mouse? It like jumps suddenly when I'm in paint, only for some reason, right? And like let's say that the final spurt begins here, right? And let's say that you're running, right? You're like fucking Ogre Cap and you have Full of Vigor from your Bamboo Memory Guts card, right? For last CM, right? And somewhere, and this is you, right? You're running and you are fat. And somewhere around like here, you activate Full of Vigor. And the speed buff, you're getting the speed buff this entire time, right? Like right here is this Full of Vigor speed buff, right? And it ends like right there. Right? Holy cheeks, real. Say that it ends. He did draw an ass on stream. I honestly did not notice, but I guess I actually still don't see it. Where is it? How is this an ass? I literally still can't see it. What is the right ass cheek? Is it the inner curve of the track? Take the green line away. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, no, that's fair. That is holy cheeks. That's fair. But yeah, like say that Full of Vigor, you got the speed value where it was like, it was helping you, pass people and shit like that in the mid race, and then the effect ended like right there. This is kind of the ideal speed carryover, right? Where now, because you were at that like 20.35, right, to draw like a different diagram on the side here. If this is target speed, or this is target speed, right, for you and another Uma, and then you hit the the late race and it jumps up like that, right? And the red is the speed that they were running at, and then they have to do this. And the green was the speed that you were running at, because you had Full of Vigor active, and then you had to do this. You're just even like for the fact that it took just a tiny grazing is a great word. It like grazed into the late race. You get the full benefit of starting higher when the acceleration hits. So you got all of the value The speed carryover by itself would just be the same thing as getting a current speed buff, basically. But the thing that makes speed carryover so good and something that like we always aim to do is that it lets you double dip on value from your speed skill. You get mid-race speed value by the fact that you're just running faster so you can pass people, you can get into position for ults or skills or whatever, right? And then right when the duration ends or around, close to when the duration ends, where you should not be getting any value out of your speed skill anymore, because of the fact that you were running at a higher speed going into the late race, it's like you instantly popped the current speed skill when you got into the late race as well, right? So you get to almost double dip on the value. Your mid-race speed skill can provide all the value of a mid-race speed skill while also being a strong Excel bump like that, right? Like you can replicate this exact same thing by having so if I take this away, right? You can replicate that exact same effect. Imagine instead that this target speed buff ends like right here, and you decelerate back to your normal speed by the time that you get to the late race, right? And then right here you pop a current speed skill, a 0.35 current speed skill, right? That lasts for like, I don't know, fucking 0.3 seconds or so, like nothing. It just instantly kind of shoots you up like that, right? That would replicate what you got from speed carryover, but you have to pop like 2 different gold skill. Like this is like you have to like have curvature run out like right here, and then pop like surging beat right here or something like that, right? Surging beat with duration of like 1 second. So like this is like that is 2 gold skills worth of value that you can compact into 1 gold skill by just doing this, right? By just barely tiptoeing, right? Barely tiptoeing that speed into the late race. It basically is like you started at a higher speed, so you have a head start on accelerating on everyone else, right? So speed carryover, this you can do this, by the way, you can do this with current speed or with target speed, right? If this was a current speed buff, the same thing would work. I guess Excel Zone Excel is just so much more than the current speed jump that it basically doesn't matter. Like you were saying, that Taiki skill is akin to like 0.51-ish target speed. Sure, yeah, because I mean, if you think about the idea that like, that it's not like it's so much more that it doesn't matter, but certainly yes, it's because of the amount of time, right? Like if you think of the 0.35 current speed or the speed carryover or whatever as like an immediate one-time jump up in Excel, right? That is, it's significant, but yes, it is much smaller compared to like if I have 1,000 power and like a 0.3 Excel active, I'm accelerating at 0.7 meters per second squared. Every second that I'm accelerating for, I'm getting 0.7 meters per second extra, which is double that gold current speed increase. So in 1 second, it's already doubled the impact of the current speed increase. And the difference between a current speed increase and Excel Zone Excel is Excel Zone Excel is going to keep stacking. After 2 seconds, I'm now 1.4 meters per second squared faster than not squared, sorry. 1.4 meters per second faster than I was. After 3 seconds, I'm 2.1 meters per second faster than I was, and so on until I hit top speed, right? So yeah, like when you think about over time, the effect of your actual acceleration is going to dwarf the effect of the current speed. If you just did a head-to-head comparison. But the nice part is this is a holy shit 2 cakes situation, right? Like having the current speed extra just means that your Excel has 0.35 meters per second less work to do, right? So it still matters. It still matters, right? But yeah, it's not any more valuable in the Excel zone. You know what I mean? Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not any more valuable. Like all it is you're going to be running at 0.35 meters per second faster for however many seconds it lasts, right? Which is huge, by the way. But it's not, that's huge anywhere, and it's not any huger in any particular part, right? It's always going to be like 0.35 times 8 or whatever, right? Whether it's in the Excel zone, whether it's in the late race. And again, the best place for this is actually the mid race, because this is where the magnitude is the same, but you can actually get maybe some positioning gains that can help you activate some skills or not get blocked or duel or whatever, right? So after doing the math on this, I would have overvalued current speed. Now that isn't really fucking good. Yeah. Again, right? The fact that it is just the size of the current speed buff times the number of seconds, this is very good. But as far as I can tell, there's nothing about it that makes it better in the Excel zone. It shouldn't be the case. Right? It shouldn't be the case. Because, I mean, if there was a reason, and just because, you never know what fuck-ass skill they'll release next, right? if there was a reason that you cared about hitting top speed earlier, then it could matter. But as it currently stands, there is no like prize for hitting top speed first. There is no skill that activates off hitting top speed in a certain amount of time or something like that. You know what I mean? Like the thing you care about is the number of lengths you generate. And the number of lengths you generate is the same regardless. I suppose if you had like a giant massive uphill somewhere, current speed might be even better, but otherwise, again, no, not really. Again, technically, the value of it would not change, right? If you had a massive uphill somewhere, you're right that it would be proportionally, it will be a bigger part of your acceleration because of the fact that your accel will be a lot weaker, right? But at the same time, the number of lengths it provides would still just be the amount of extra speed it's providing times the number of seconds, right? As in comparison to target speeds? Yeah, because you'd be accelerating for longer. Yes, yeah, like, if you're talking about target speed plus current speed, like, in that period where you're accelerating, right? Yeah, like, in comparison to target speed, it would be a little better, yeah, because your acceleration would be a little worse. But, it will be, like, still not like, most of its value would still come in the form of this, right? But what this is, by the way, real quick, just to clarify one thing, right? It being on a ludicrous incline would not make current speed any better. What that does is make target speed worse. That's a subtle difference, but it's a very important thing to understand here, right? What the difference between current speed and target speed is not that current speed is the easiest calculation in the game. It's the amount of time it lasts times the amount of speed it gives you. But target speed, we often approximate like this. Like, we say, oh, like, if I want to talk about, the impact the professor of curvature has, like, how many lengths ProCurve gives you, I'd be like, oh, it's 0.35, lasts for, 6-7 seconds, right? It's 2.1 lengths, right? This is not technically true because you are accelerating up to that 0.35 for, like, a little bit of that. In reality, it's, like, 0.35 times, like, 5.5, right? And then, like, plus, and then some fucking brackets. The thing we did earlier, basically, right? Like, fucking... It's like, it'd be 20 point... Like, it's like 20.35... It's the subtraction we did earlier, right? Where it's like 20 times fucking 0.825 plus, like, 0.5 times 0.424... times fucking 0.825 squared, and then you subtract that from whatever, right? But this number is way too big. I did something wrong because there's the number is too. That's fine. But yeah, point being, right? It is not actually, like, it is a little worse than that. And the thing you are correctly stating is that if we were on a ludicrous uphill of sorts, then the difference between what target speed is actually providing, right, that 0.35 times 6 or whatever, the difference between this approximation and the reality of what target speed is providing will be bigger. It will actually be, like, closer to 1.9 or 1.8 or something like that. So it would make current speed look better in comparison, but current speed, nothing ever magnifies the effect of current speed. It's straight up, again, it is the simplest kinematics equation in the world, right? It's literally speed times time is how far you go. And because it happens instantly, it's that instant boost of speed that you have, that extra speed you have, times the amount of seconds it's there for, right? Target speed get gimped by the slop modifier? Excuse me? Oh, slope modifier. Yeah, okay. It's like the slop modifier. Well, what about this Dober? Bells, I know we spent a lot of time on that, but it is good to spend time on that now because they're going to start like tossing current speed effects as this game goes on. So it's good to understand how it works. And thankfully we are just the late surge modifier. That you know what? If I didn't fuck with you, I would time you out for that. At least you didn't mention Ogre. Now that we know, and we're in the good timeline where current speed is the simplest fucking thing in the game. It's actually really, really easy to tell how impactful a current speed buff is, and it's also very impactful. So nice. We know that for the future. That's the kind of math you do once and then you never do again, right? Wherever this wonder leads. If positioned mid-pack on a downhill. What? Okay, just before late race. And there's a large distance left to the finish. I respect you because you're not an Ogre 9-to-5er. You're true Oshi. I have in my new apartment. I wish I could like my webcam won't reach, but I have 4 Ogre plushies, and I put 3 of them on a shelf in my living room, like a little, and they're all just watching everyone who's on the couch. It looks adorable, honestly. And then obviously I kept the big one here for me to hug while I am sitting in my chair or in bed or otherwise. And I have a 5th one coming. There's like a Kuripan. Hold on. Can I find it? I think it's like Kuripan or the guys Ogre. Oh yeah. Wait, it was showing up in like my this one. Holy shit, he has legs. It's true. This one. This is coming out in November, I think. It's coming out, but I'm gonna get this too. That's Tamama. Oh my god, I do want her as well. Ah! Wait, I need these 2 as well, but this is a different thing. I have to get. My mom bought me this one as a gift. So she pre-ordered it, right? So it's coming in November. But I will probably buy these 3 for myself at some point as well. You have a similar Ogre with the cheeks, right? Yeah, I have a smaller one. That has like a little, like in one hand he's holding some rice, in the other hand he's holding some chopsticks. But I'll probably get these 3 for myself at some point as well, yeah. But no, yeah, we're not 9 to 5ing this shit. Ogre is my actual human daughter, and being a parent is a full-time job. All right, what are we doing here? So are there enough fucking conditions on this? We late surgers, we're in the fucking mud, man. We can't have anything. We can't have fucking anything until Christmas Air Groove comes out, huh? So you have to be more than 60% of the way through the race. You have to be on a downhill. It has to be in the mid-race. You have to be between 4th and 7th, and there has to be 500 meters remaining. And then you get target speed. All of these conditions for a 0.35 target speed increase? Bro, this shit should be like 0.35 target speed and like 0.3 excel. There's why all of that for bad pulse? It only works on Hanshin 2200 and Tokyo 2400. Sure, I mean, yeah, but at least I'm sure this will get you speed carryover on those tracks, right? I imagine is the idea. Like it's like mid-race velocity and speed carryover. This is an alt, man. If it's gonna work on 2 tracks, this should be like a current speed buff with some acceleration attached or something. I don't fucking know. What are we doing here? Okay, cool. If you pull her, you get to take her out of her terrible racewear and put her in a contentious top 5 racewear. That is fair. This shit does go hard. Okay, whatever, man. Does she have good skills at least? Tell me. I mean, if they made her alt mid, surely they gave her good skills, right? So this deadass just doesn't fire unless you have a downhill after 60%. Yeah, right. Yeah. And it has to be a downhill after 60%, where the last 40% is still more than 500 meters. So it can't be that short of a race either, right? And there's a positioning requirement on it. What are we doing? She has Dauntless. This is Fearless Gold, right? Doesn't the skill doesn't the skill suck? Or whenever I saw Fearless, my ears are sweaty. Goddamn, why are my ears sweaty? I guess I was walking earlier. Whenever I see Fearless, I feel like it sucks. So this is, you have to be a late surger, and it's at a random point after half the race. So Radiant Star type shit. And if you're 4th to 6th, you get speed and excel. Okay. I mean, I guess it's like one of those... It's Radiant Star, basically, right? Without the stamina recovery. It even has the same duration, yeah. Like, if it activates, you could get a speed carryover perfect pop that's, like, crazy with this. Or it could activate in the Excel zone. You get, like, a tiny little bit of Excel, and it's not so bad. Or it activates in the last spurt, and you get a target speed buff. I mean, unless I'm missing something, this feels pretty much like the definition of, like, it's, you know, it's aight. Like, you know, she has full throttle as well. Okay. That's the one that consumes 0.4 stamina to give you a 0.25, right? When you are at a random point in the mid-race. That's a good skill if you have the stamina for it, for sure. Which you're a late surger. And then from the brink, this is on your left too, yes? It's just another on your left? Yeah, it's worse on your left, but it's a second one. Okay, I mean, the skills aren't bad. Right? The skills aren't bad. The skills aren't great, but the skills aren't bad. I assume this one also gets buffed to phase first half random when on your left gets buffed to phase first half random. Save the Soul Society. But I mean, yeah, she's fine, right? Her skills are certainly better than her ult. I'm just surprised that an ult that is this situational has to be fucking a 0.35 target speed. Like, it's not like a 0.35 target speed that gives speed carryover. Like, it's good for sure, right? It's good, but like, there are like things that do this on accident, right? Like fucking like base air groove ultimate on sprints. Fucking Naruto Taishin did this on the last track. It's good where it happens, but like, it's not like this is like a niche that is so unique to her that has to be locked to 2 different tracks or whatever. Okay, whatever, cool. He's fine. Oh yeah, how did finals go? I got second to a Fuji Kaseki. I don't even know what fucking I literally lost to my Dober not having medium S. Or not Dober, my Ryan. My Ryan hit 6th, got iron, and just barely did not catch up to a Fuji because she didn't have medium S. It was, the difference was small enough that I could tell that I lost finals to not having medium S on my Ryan. It does, you know, it does happen that way sometimes. Or fucking Mile S? Was the last one a Mile? I actually can't remember, straight up. It's been a busy week, okay? I still haven't done my fucking Fuji runs either. Okay. The next Champions Meet is fucking Kroguri Slop again, is it? Or is there any notable difference here? It is Hanshin 2200, right? Is there anything like notable about this compared to the other one? What was the other one? Was Nakayama 2000? Krogli Slab and no equals MA squared? Okay, well that helps. That makes it worse for sure. Nakayama. It was Nakayama 2000, the last one, right? The like super Kroguri slot. No mid-race downhill, so no lucky downhill. We have a downhill. Wait, what? Where's the downhill? It's at the start? At the start? Wait, what? No. Their theory crafting shake it out tech? Where does 1400 meter? Oh, it's right before the late race. Oh, I see. The downhill is right before the late race. Yeah. Holy shit. Downhill speed carryover? I'm out of water. I'm gonna have to go get more water in a second. No U equals MA. What the fuck is the shit on U equals MA squared again? U equals. It is a corner in the second half of the race. So what's the difference here? Because this corner, it activated on corner 3 before, right? So at earliest, it would activate at 1200, and so it's 133 meters between the two. And here, it is I see. It's like 200. Okay, yeah. It's just too long. It's about double the distance. Yeah, so no U equals MA squared inc. Everyone here already whip maxing. You don't gotta convince us. Real? I see. So you only have the one. Is 777's your only activator here then? Or is there something? There's no downhill recovery, is there? Like, Restless is the frontrunner one that works on uphills. Go Home Specialist is uphill, isn't it, as well? Or is Go Home Specialist downhill? That's end closer anyway, but... Oh, it is downhill. Yeah, but that's obviously end closer anyway. But I don't think there's a downhill recovery, right? So hold on. So you have about... Yeah, it's like 10 seconds. Yeah, so no, U equals MA squared is not an activator here. Because your ult is going to last... Festive Miracle is 5 seconds. So your ult is going to last like 11 seconds. If you pop it with U equals MA squared. It'll last... Oh, no, 12 seconds, right? What's 5 times 2.2? 11. No, I was right. So it'll last 11 seconds. Yeah, so you'll like just about... Like, you'll get some speed carry. I mean... I guess maybe it's just the Krogori bar is so high, but it is still going to be a mid-race ult with speed carry over if you do it like this. You're just not going to get the Excel value. 777 is still definitely the better activator. Because you also get Excel. But this is still going to be like a mid-race like velocity ultimate with speed carryover if you activate it with 777s, I think. So I don't think that, sorry, not 777s with U equals MA squared. I don't think U equals MA squared is like a horrible activator. 777 is still better though. Either kind of good or consistent or really fucking good, but sometimes you whiff. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think I'm like so... She was stronger on Nakayama 2000, but I'm not like so convinced that you can't just run back the U equals MA squared build. I don't think there's anything wrong with it necessarily. The only reason you wouldn't is if there was a better second activator here. But I think having 2 activators, even if one of them is worse, is still worthwhile, I think. Because your consistency, if you're going to solo ace her anyway. If you're going to solo ace Christmas Ogre again, if you're going to just fucking run back Christmas Ogre double dom, which honestly I've been considering doing this because I think maybe I can take this CM as a chance to fix my team trials team. You know what I mean? Like, if I just run back my exact team from Nakayama 2000 and just, like, this Christmas Ogre double end closer dominators, because fronts will get in her way, right? Yeah, Christmas Ogre, like, the exact same Christmas Ogre and the exact same 2, like, end closer double doms, and then just spend the next 2 weeks doing team trials runs, that might actually not be such a bad idea. It's like a gap in champions meetings. Like, it's a champions meeting I, like, don't have to prep for. But even not from the point of view of a guy like me who's trying to be lazy and like find a slot, is front dom the play again? I think for pace Christmas Ogre, front dom can hurt you more than it can. Like, having more fronts in the lobby is sort of... I mean, he probably will pass them by here, but it's not like... maybe. I mean... It also... Wait, he also would like the opportunity to be lucky pace, right? No, I think if you're running pace Christmas Ogre, you don't want front doms, right? Because it locks you out of the ability to possibly get lucky pace, which shouldn't be that common anyway, because fronts are the counter to Christmas Ogre regardless. But, you know, it locks you out of your ability to get lucky pace, and, like, if you don't pass them by the time this third corner rolls around, if you're doing U equals MA squared, then it can get in your way. If you're not doing U equals MA squared, then you don't care. It doesn't matter, right? Yeah, exactly. You got it, Toad. If you're not using U equals MA squared, it doesn't matter at all. The only thing it does at that point is mean that you can't ever get 20 clocks in your mail. Ooh. It means you can't ever get lucky pace, but that should be relatively rare this CM anyway, because fronts are the counter to Christmas Ogre, right? If you want to beat, like, even on Nakayama 2000, where she was stronger, if you wanted to beat Christmas Ogre, what you did is you fucking had 6 fronts in the lobby, and it made her... Mostly, it made her worse because it meant she only had 1 activator now, right? She had 1 activator in the form of 777s. So that's kind of why I'm like, if there's not a second good activator, I think it's still worth just running back U equals MA squared. Not even just from the perspective of a guy who's being lazy and wants to reuse a CM team from a previous CM. I think having that 97% ult chance is just so much better than having that 80% ult chance if you are going to be, like, solo acing, at least. Right? Because your U equals MA squared ult is still not bad on this track. You still get 10 seconds of mid-race into some speed carryover, into like a tiny bit of Excel. That's about it, right? So I think it's not so bad. I'm running my bourbon from Aries? Yeah. I think I might genuinely take this opportunity to, just rerun the team and then fucking fix my team trials team. It kind of sucks that I'm doing it right before Grand Live. But to my understanding, Grand Live is maybe not such a gigantic jump from, like Mant was a much bigger jump from Unity than Grand Live will be from Mant. Maybe? Anyway, it kind of sucks that I was waiting till the end of the scenario to do it, but I think it's actually a good chance to do it. I think it's a good chance to do it. I mean, otherwise, is there anything, like, super interesting about this track? There's an uphill that happens in the mid-race, so that matters. Yeah, you're fully... in the mid-race, it's in, like, you're at your top speed when this happens, for sure. So that uphill is nasty. There's an uphill that happens to late race, which is also pretty nasty. Right, yeah. and they're both 2 slope uphills. Yeah. It sure won't be easy to win being 200 speed down than everyone else. You know, fucking semantics. Probably semantics. Those motherfuckers are they you know, those motherfuckers team trials teams at the start of Grand Live, they're not hitting 1600 speed anyway. I can redo some shit 2 months in or something. It's chill. It's chill. Stat threshold speed. Okay, man. Whatever. Cool, I guess. Make sure you max your speed, everyone. Yeah, I mean, otherwise, this is relatively standard, right? Like, outside of Christmas Ogre, your general excels, like the late race starts on a corner, right? Gotta make sure I hit 900 speed. Noted, yeah. Late race starts on a corner. It's like all your usual, like, angling and scheming, fucking iron, moving past. Moving past is not gonna... No, moving past will work. Well, no, moving past is corner in the late race or final corner in the mid race. Yeah, so moving past will work as well. All your normal excels work, right? It's a pretty, yeah, it's just like standard, it's a good stuff track, except Christmas Ogre is around. But she's weaker, right? She's weaker than she was. But yeah, 777s is nastier here, is the trade-off, right? Like, on a 2200, yeah, 777s is better here than it was on the other one, right? Yeah, it's closer to the late race, I think. Yeah. So it's kind of it's a give and take, right? Her double activator is worse. U equals MA squared is worse on this track, but 777s is better on this track. So that is give and take. I would say that she probably was still better on the Nakayama 2000. Because also the Nakayama 2000 having this downhill in the mid race after position keep ended. U equals MA squared is really bad IMO, not just worse. I don't know. It's still like 11 seconds of mid race into speed carry. It's like Nemesis, you know? Like it's what Taiki ult was on the last track, you know? Or not Taiki, Taishin, sorry. Like it's still like it's 10 seconds of mid race into speed carryover with some excel. I don't know if it's like when if U equals MA squared is what pops your shit, right? Like it's what Taishin ult was on the last track. I don't know if that's really bad. I don't think I agree. Especially with there being a downhill here, yeah. What do you excel with then? I guess nimble nav, right? Final corners after the acceleration zone. Nimble nav could work, right? Yeah, like Ig power head on, some shit like that, right? The speed carryover and like 1 second roughly of like 1.5 seconds of like 0.3. That's kind of inconsistent though. Sure. I mean, by the way, again, you still get like what is the exact math on this? It is 200 and hold on, 1467 minus 1250. It's 217. How fast are you running with the ult up? It's a 2200. I always forget the formula for like base speed. Because if it doesn't get you speed carryover, then it's pretty worthless actually. Hold on. And it's close enough to where it might not. What is the fucking speed? No, not last spurt. I want this right here. Course distance minus 2,000 over 1,000. So 2,200 over 1,000, right? It's 2,200 minus 2,000. Yeah, 200 over, I don't know, my brain hurts. 200 over 1,000 plus 20, so 20.2. So you're running at 20 point, no, you should be slower, shouldn't you? Oh, minus 19.8, right? And then, what is that? Yeah, you get 0.35. I'm a LARPer. I can't remember the speed. Oh, 0.25. You get 0.25. So you're at 20.5. Yeah, ooh, it's close. Because, like, 20.5. Oh, wait, no, you also have your pace. Oh, wait, maybe you don't get speed carryover. Hold on. If you don't get speed carryover, then no, this is not worth it. Because you have your pace chaser mid-race coefficient, which is that. So you're running at 19.8 times 0.991. 19.8 times 0.991 plus 0.25. Yeah. Oh, you're not going to get a speed carryover out of this, right? Because this times 11. Oh, no. You're not going to get any speed carryover out of this. Just barely, I think, but you're not. Oh, you are. Okay. No, you are. You are. You are going to get speed carryover out of this. Cool. You're not going to get any Excel value at all, though. Like, you're going to get none, because you have and this is downhill here, too. So if you get lucky on the downhill, then, like, maybe you can get, like, half a second or a second of Excel value, right, out of the ultimate. But yeah, you are going to get speed carryover out of it. Only 0.25, though. It's not great. It's not great, but I don't think it's that bad, right? Again, you get the full mid-race value, plus you then get a little bit of speed carryover. I think, like, that is, to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Correct me if I am wrong. That is, like, just what this shit did on the last CM, right? It was quite good. Like, I mean, it was a little bit better on the speed carryover, right? But, like, to my understanding, that is just what fucking Nemesis did. Just proc pro curve at the exact same time and get everything you ever wanted. I mean, there is a world where you could get a little Excel value out of it. It's not, like, even a pipe dream, right? It's, this downhill, right? You need to hit downhill mode fast, get there quick, and yeah, like hit one other speed skill or something, and then you could probably get like half a second to a second of Excel out of it as well, which, I mean, that's not even that bad, right? Ends had like 4 Excels that CM though. Yeah, but the thing that made Taishin stand above them was not, I mean, it was Nemesis mostly, right? Daring Strike helps too, but my point is, like, you know, that ult was not very bad, like you were saying the equals MA squared activator was, right? Like, the fact that Nemesis popped on the final corner and then gave her speed carryover was, like, the reason that Taishin was the best end closer on that shit. It wasn't, like, Encroaching Shadow. Encroaching Shadow was cool, I guess, but, like, that was, you know, not even the best acceleration available to the style, to, like all the styles in the CM or anything. Downhill mode does make it nicer? Yeah, like, there's a world, right? Call it what you want, I suppose. I mean, I understand the... I can... Like, I see the idea that... compared to what Festive Miracle did with Who Equals MA Squared on the last track, this is really bad, right? Like, compared to what Christmas Ogre does, that shit is not very good. When it was mid-race speed carryover, and, like, 6 seconds of Excel, yeah, this is much worse than that, for sure. But, like, I don't know that it's, like, a bad ult activation compared to the field. You know what I mean? There's even a chance that you get, like, a second of Excel out of it or something, which is what, like, Taiki ult does on Miles when she's Thanos in those things. She gets, like a second of 0.3. Just proc pro curve at the exact same timing and get everything you've ever wanted. What an idea. What a fucking idea. Anyway. It would be better if there's like, my point is, like, do I think that it is better to just go with one activator? No. It might be if there's a second good activator, that could be worth finding, though, for sure. If you're solo ace, you want the extra proc chance? Yeah. Now, the thing that blows it out of the water completely is if there's a second good activator for it. Which I know we were saying shake it out earlier, but I'm not really so sure. You know, you do have straight descent on this shit, huh? You do have straight descent as a pace Excel here, don't you? It's not the greatest thing I've ever seen. But you do have straight descent. Could proc early? Yeah. End closer, Christmas Ogre? No. I don't think so. How odd. Like, proc at the start of the race? Oh, I see what you mean, right? This downhill right there. Yeah, true. I forgot there's a second downhill. This is not the only one. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's maybe not... Like, if you're going to do Shake It Out, what would you do for Shake It Out? Outplay 3 recovery, Krogery plus another ace? That's also very valid, yeah. It might be that Christmas Ogre is not quite strong enough here to completely carry by herself like she did in the other one, right? Because she doesn't have, like, the thing that made her so good was that she had a 97% chance at a perfect proc ultimate, basically. And now she doesn't. You know, she has, if you want the perfect proc ultimate, you have an 80% chance at doing it. Which is a completely valid argument. Like, that is, she's certainly significantly weaker on this track, right? So yes, 3 recovery Ogre plus another ace is totally valid, for sure. In which case, I mean, probably the best, like, if you know, I'm not gonna do this because I don't want to, but probably the best thing to do for that would be to have your second ace be like, I don't fucking know, like a V bourbon or some shit, right? Like, it probably was gonna just be like, yeah, like you probably want like a front, because if your Ogre is 3, you don't really, fronts don't hurt you quite. Yeah, like fronts don't hurt you quite as hard, and it's probably just like the second strongest thing you can do on this track. It wasn't about being the best Excel. Ult plus Shadow is a very consistent way to win for backliners in a CM where strats kind of reliant on RNG. If we're going to make the comparison to Christmas Ogre, then she's losing out on a perfect proc Excel for speed carryover and doesn't even have a good substitute on pace. Wait, hold on. If we're going to make the comparison to Christmas Ogre, then she's losing out on a perfect proc Excel for speed carryover. A perfect proc Excel for speed carryover? Oh, you're saying, like, instead of a perfect proc Excel, she's getting speed carryover? Is that, I assume that's what you're saying. Well, I mean, if you want me to comparison, Taishin got both, right? Taishin usually got the speed carryover and a perfect proc Excel. That's kind of my point. Right? So it's not like she has the Taishin ult without the encroaching shadow, is what but I'm saying the Taishin ult is still a pretty good ult. Right? And you can try and substitute those Excels in other ways. It's not going to be as good, right? I mean, though, granted, if you have Nimble Nav and Head On or something like that, like, those are both Gambas, but one of those is going to hit at a decent spot most races, probably. Because this should be a track where Nimble Nav is pretty solid, I think. And pace should be pretty overloaded as well. Pace and front both, actually. Right? Like, probably pace and front, you're going to see a lot of pace and front here. It's like, Nimble Nav is probably going to be pretty good here, and then you can have, like, Head On or some other Excel that Gambas that is, like, just in case, right? And, like, Head On is, if I remember correctly, as good as Encroaching Shadow if and when it hits, and Nimble Nav is better, right? So it's like you're right that there is an Excel gap there, right? Like, what is the magnitude? What's the duration and the magnitude on Head On? It's like, yeah, right? This is Encroaching Shadow, basically. Encroaching Shadow is 0.9 of 0.4. This is 1.8 of 0.2. And then Nimble Nav is even more, right? It's 3 of 0.2. Right? So you're right. These are RNG related, and that does matter. Right, but like the Excel gap is not as big. Maybe just honestly, I mean, I just really don't like Encroaching Shadow. I think Encroaching Shadow is like a very heavily overrated skill a little bit. Right, like it's nice that it's consistent, but it just does not do that much when it activates most of the time. But you're right. Like Taishin had Taishin ult plus a really consistent Excel, and in this case, you would just have the equivalent of like a slightly worse Taishin ult, basically, right? Which sometimes will be a better Taishin ult if you can get some acceleration carryover out of it, which should not be impossible, but will not be super consistent. If you're talking about the U=ma² activation. But my point is, like, I don't think that is a really bad activation, is my point. You'll have to, it will force you to supplement your Excel with something else, but, like, I don't think saying, oh, like, all this mid-race velocity plus, like, guaranteed speed carryover is, like, really bad. That's what I was coming at the evaluation, not the idea that this is as good as what it was for Ogre last CM, or that the U=ma² activating Ogre will be as good as Taishin was in the last CM or something like that. Just more in the idea that this is, I think, a matter of perspective. It's a matter of, well, considering the fucking insane shit that Christmas Ogre can do with her ult, it being 11 seconds of mid-race velocity plus speed carryover feels bad in comparison, but like in reality, that is better than most other ults on this course are going to be, pretty much. Like, there is, Saiyan Sky ult is going to be better, for sure. Like, moving past and beyond when it hits is going to be better, for sure. Iron when it hits will be better, for sure. But, like, it's like, there's I guess fucking Taiki ult, the new Taiki, when that shit hits, it'll be better. But, like, there's, like, this is, like, even the U=ma² ult proc from Christmas Ogre is still, like, a top 5 ultimate on this track or some shit, is my point. Hyperbole stun lock? Not really. Like stun lock, yes, but yeah, more on the idea that like I think it's there's a lot of hyperbole when like that is like used in like general discussion about this video game, and I try to sort of push back on it a little bit, right? Because I think hyperbole is a little bit of the it's a little bit of the enemy of like proper analysis, really. You know? I think just going like, oh, like this shit is broken or this shit is ass, it's sort of like a thought terminating way to discuss things. But yeah, I mean, in essence, I think it probably is better to go probably the triple, because the triple sevens is so good here. Triple sevens is, well, I mean, no, was triple sevens better on the last track too? Because you're gonna over accelerate here. Like you almost get too much acceleration carry because you're going to be accelerating for longer than you're going to have the acceleration buff here for longer than you're actually going to be accelerating for. Christmas Ogre only accelerates for like 6 seconds or something. I think triple sevens was better on the last track too. Now that I think about it, because you got more mid-race value out of it. And you still got more than enough acceleration out of it too. Yeah, I think this was sort of the peak of the Krogery slop for at least so far. Maybe there'll be a track that's better, or maybe like better cards will come out to support her over time. But yeah, like because here you got like 5 seconds of mid race, and then you got like 6 seconds of excel, which is like all you only excel for like 6 seconds as Krogery anyway. Here you're gonna, well, I guess if you waste some excel, then you get some velocity back. You get some like velocity value back once you're at top speeds, I suppose. Yeah, okay. No, it's about the same. The target speed back? Yeah, no, you're right. It's about the same. It's sort of like it comes out in the wash. And positioning in the mid race is more valuable than target speeds out after you're at top speeds, right? So I would probably still say by like, if you really want to split hairs, like I think triple sevens was better on Nakayama 2000 also, right? But it's about the same. It really is, like, it is splitting hairs. Hi, Chad and Brick. Hello, Ghost. Yes, I guess. Okay, cool. Real gamers use Radiant Star and hit it perfectly to get speed carryover and excel. I mean, you could, right? You could. I'm not so sure that I love the idea, but you fucking could. Yeah, I think so. The like optimization answer here is you don't have a good second activator, and as a result, if you are trying to win rate max, I don't think Christmas Ogre can solo ace here. I think she could. I mean, I think you can do it and get to Group A finals, and I think that's what I'm gonna do, right? But I don't think Christmas Ogre can solo ace here and have it be like the best option or something. Like she's not, because this Christmas Ogre is like so much better than like almost any other horse you can bring that isn't like a hand, like 2 fronts or something like that. That it almost like it's sort of hard to justify giving up a dominator that helps her out to put another horse in the track. She's not like that anymore. Like she's not on here. She's good, but she's not crowding out the options to the same insane degree, right? There are like there's a longer list of like strong horses that you can probably wager are valuable enough to put as a second ace on here. 3, I don't know. You might still just go 2 ace single dom. You might go 2 ace single dom. It depends on kind of what you're doing. You can probably get away with doing 3 aces as well, right? I think Dober or Ryan. Again, the best thing to do is probably like bring like a fucking V bourbon or some shit like that, right? I chat and break again. Twitch decided to freeze. Oh, weird. Front will be a clusterfuck. Sure. But you can try and get in the way of any like any other Christmas Ogres potentially, right? Like block out. Again, most people will be blocking out Lucky Pace anyway, but yeah. And also, I mean, Front's is good, right? Front's gonna be good on this track. They should. I see, like the fact that there's no downhill in the mid race that like eats up their leads. Front should be relatively strong. No, I know. I recognize you, Ghost. Don't you worry. I'm aware. For my dumbass, I'm probably I don't think it's definitely not optimal to do, but I think I am probably just going to run back my Nakayama Ogre and just hope I get to Group A finals, basically, which I think I can do. I think it should be doable. I think she's strong enough to get you to Group A on solo ace. I don't think it'll be a very strong win rate like it was. You got soft locked out of Discord, huh? That's tough, brother. I mean, all good on the... Don't worry about not talking on the server. This is more so... It sucks that you got soft blocked out of Discord. I mean, if I want to get to Group A, probably... Like, it probably is still fine to solo ace an Ogre with 80% ult proc chance. Right? Like, to make a 3 recovery Ogre. That just, Because that version of... Is that version of Ogre stronger as a solo ace? I honestly couldn't tell you. Depends on the excels that I currently... Like, if I go over here, what excels does this, other Ogre have on her? Oh, yeah, this. I almost pulled on this banner. I decided not to, though. What excels does the Ogre that I had for Nakayama have on her? Besides just Festive Miracle. You could run Christmas Ogre late. You could. You could. If you're not gonna go for the double activator, if you're gonna go single activator anyway, late is probably better. Yeah. Right. Well, though you can get like Speed Star. Well, no, but your final corner. No, your final corner is in the late race. Yeah, yeah. Late is probably better in that case, right? Not you. Oh god, I can't fucking remember. I think it was this one. Yeah. She has Nimble Nav and Head On. Okay, I mean, that's probably good enough, honestly. Yeah, she has Nimble Nav and Head On. I think I'm just gonna rerun her. I think I remember her skills could have been a little stronger, right? Power's a little on the low end. Stamina should be more than enough. This is a longer track, but I think she was like... Yeah, she's got Sunny Days, too. Oh, this isn't right-handed, though, is it? This one's left-handed, I think? No, it's right-handed. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I think I just reused this, genuinely. I think she's more than fine enough. He's got Ardent Ult, Curvature, Ramp Up, Nimble Nav, Prepared to Pass, Killer Tunes, Steadfast. I cannot remember why that's on her, but sure. Straightaways, Corners, Fruit Step, Head On, Groundwork. Yeah. Is it Sunny? Oh, it might not be. It's... Cloudy. So that doesn't do anything. But I think she's still fine. Oh, wait, we can check. We can check. But I think she was, like, very okay on the last one. Like, I think she had, like, a long way to spare. So I assume she will still be fine here. No groundwork? She has groundwork. She has groundwork and Shrewd Step. Oh, wait, no, the groundwork won't pop because it's not Sunny Days. Ah, that's tough. Yeah. No, you're right. That's true. That's unfortunate. Yeah, maybe no fucking groundwork. I mean, Shrewd Step, Shrewd Step is kind of groundwork. What gets cut off here? Shrewd Step, Hydrate, Savvy. Yeah, he's got Savvy and right-handed, and that's it. That's tough. Shrewd Step, Hydrate, Savvy, 777s, groundwork, Head On. Shrewd Step. Hydrate. Savvy. Pace Savvy. 777s. Groundwork. Head On. Let's say she's in like a normal mood. Shrewd Step into groundwork? Like, I guess. It'll be a little later, though. It'll be a later activation. But, it's true. I think that's everything, right? And then what track are we on? That's the wrong number, man. Oh, it's good conditions? You basically have Technician. Teo Gaming. Word. It is good conditions. Cringe. Okay. Yeah, no, she's totally fine still. Kind of as expected, right? No NTR? Yeah. Stamina-wise, she's still totally fine. Cool. Yeah, I don't think it's ideal, but I think I think I can just probably rerun her and get away with it, at least. And then just run both of these, like, end closer dominators, probably. Just to actually ensure they get their dom off. And because I don't want them as fronts. Just because I am using U equals MA squared. And also, just in case there's no one there, we can maybe lucky paste that shit. With no groundwork, it'll be a little harder to do, but, in theory. Okay. Yeah. Dead Assassin? I think we just do this. Actually, I think... is this the one that I ended up using? 1200. I assume I stopped doing runs, because that is the one that I ended up deciding on. I gotta say, I think I wanted like more mid-race on her to get her to actually maybe hit someone with intense gaze once in her life. It's actually easy. Just fucking reuse your shit, man. Thoughts? And then I can have my Team Trials team be one scenario behind instead of two. Frontrunner can't? What do you mean? What do you mean Frontrunner can't? Can't reuse my shit? Oh, yeah. No, that's fair. I mean, I shouldn't be reusing my shit either, basically. It is just a matter of... This is the first CM where it's like reason. It's not like a complete ridiculous decision to reuse my shit. And it gives me a nice gap where I can... My Team Trials team is still all, like, URA horses, like, straight up. Right? I can't get to Class 6. I'm not even close, man. This shit is, like... Okay, yeah, you are the one... Yeah, this is the same Ogre that I'm using right now. But, like, I think mostly these are URA horses. There's, like, a couple of Alharus in here. There'll be, like, one Mant that from, like, a CM, maybe. But, yeah, most of these, like, these three are URA. This one is Unity, I think. These two are URA, I think. You might be Unity. I think you're Unity and you're Unity. I remember your CM horses. You are a B+ Haru from, like, the fucking first day that I ever did it. Like, yeah, but the Team Trials team is, it's real, it's looking, it's real rough, okay? It's real rough. So, if I can get it to be, like, all Mant horses, maybe that's not so bad, you know? Maybe that's not so bad. I mean, maybe, actually, yeah, maybe a more interesting... Whoa, look at that. Stuff. Oh, there's a new story event, too. Cool. Real? Nail art? So true. I'm getting a manicure and a pedicure this Saturday. I'm very excited. My hands and feet are like... I mean, I don't think they're fucked up, but, they're not exactly well-maintained. Not gonna lie, it's a bit sus. Amazing. What is this song, by the way? What is that melody? Oh, so true. I put this on. I fucking forgot. Shit goes kind of crazy. Okay, maybe a good question. I think I asked this question before, but maybe something that's useful to figure out. How the fuck do you make a Team Trials horse again? What is, like, the heuristic? You still want to win the races, but you also want to activate a lot of skills, right? So it's like, you just smash as many gold skills on them as you can and then make a good horse? Is that the only difference? Like, you're making a good horse but you want to make a generically good horse for, like, its distance. I guess it can't be, like, over-indexed. You want skills that are consistent. Right. Consistent gold skills, and then just, like, still a good horse that wins races, yeah? Or at least gets, you know, first, second, third. Yes? Okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. What are, like, good golds for the different... You get bonus points for it being all different positions? Yeah, right, because you have good positioning or whatever thing in the middle. What are, like... Okay. Let's plan out a Team Trials team. Maybe we won't do any Fuji runs, but let's plan out, like, a Team Trials team real quick. Okay. So, I need 3 sprint horses, 3 mile horses, 3 mediums, 3 longs, 3 dirts. And there can't be any, like, name repeats. Like, I can't have, like, Christmas Ogre as my medium and regular Ogre as my dirt or something like that, right? I feel like, in general, you being on mediums is probably good. Well, as far as winning, right? Well, actually, I mean, but here's the thing. Some mediums are the 2000s, the 21, 22, 23, if any of those exist, right? Sure. On the Derby, I guess she won't be as good. Use Aishin Flash for a medium. Because you want people who have good, like, built-in shit as well, right? She's got that. And she's got... Wait, why? None of this is medium. Unless you got Digitan? Why? Wait, what? Oh, these are potential skills. This is what she has baseline. She comes with medium corners. I see. She doesn't seem particularly It's just that she comes with 2 gold skills in her kit, and one of them is cheap, I guess. And her aptitudes are medium long. What's the logic here? Medium corners, 2 good gold skills, solid aptitude for it? It's because I like her. No, okay, that's actually super valid. Right? You put Ogre in dirt, late surger because mediums have 1 billion horses. Fair. That's fair. I don't have that many dirt horses. I have like Ogre, I have Taiki, I have Haru. Is that it? Is that it? None of you guys are dirt, are you? Oh, Pasa. So probably not Haru, Pasa. So I have like Ogre, Taiki, Pasa? So I feel like these 3 are kind of locked into being the dirt team, no? I would assume. So then, okay, let me like open up fucking notepads. Ignore that. That is the weight loss competition I have with my roommate. No Smalkin, what a loser. It's true. So, okay. Sprint, mile, medium, long, dirt. Beep, boop, beep. So, okay. I think we should go from most restrictive first, right? So I kind of think, like, dirt sort of needs to be Ogre, Taiki, Pasa, right? So that means, so mile would be then the next thing I want to figure out. Because I feel like 2 of those 3 would also make really good mile horses too. So then who becomes the mile team? Vodka? No Taiki? Taiki's right in there. Taiki. Right? She's in the dirt team. Vodka for mile, maybe? Oh, but also, no, this is kind of bad, because okay, I can make you a late. I can make you a pace. Do I make a front? I might make a front Pasa for dirt, actually. No, I kind of don't want to do that, though. Maybe end... No, but neither of you could be a late surger, could you? I mean, your ults don't want you to. I could make a front Pasa, I guess. It'll be kind of a bad front Pasa, but it will be a front Pasa. Alternatively, I could save... one of you for mile and put like Haru in here, because we are like doubling, like in this case we're doubling up on pace, right? Random Smell could really save my whole shit for this. Fair. I mean, maybe we can double up on pace here and it's not like the biggest nightmare in the world. It's 5,000 points potentially that we're missing out on, as long as we try not to do that anywhere else. You got no Maru either? No, sir. Oh wait, no, I do have Smart Falcon. Wait, what? Since when do I have Smart Falcon? I have Smart Falcon? Did she just appear here? She wasn't here a second ago, right? I swear her ass was not here a second ago. Alright, well, I guess Umadal goes in dirt then, as our front runner. Who would be better on miles? Probably you. So do we do, like... Ogre, Smalkin, Pasa, and then you go here on mile, Taiki. Yeah, because you have a bunch of good mile skills as well, which, I mean, the dirts are miles anyway, but... Sure, and then who else would go on the mile team? I don't fucking know, Chief. You, probably, right? Vodka. So then that's Pace, Taiki, and Vodka, or late Vodka. And then... Suzuka, but... I guess I just make like a... If I can avoid building a frontrunner, I would like to, I will say. Where possible, but I'm not sure that I can here. Yeah, maybe I can't. What do you do, man? You're like a... Oh, you're like a long horse, right? I might have to build the front. Surely it's not that bad, right? Okay. Hishiyama, Mile, and Enjoyer? I don't think I have Hishiyama. I do not know. The only, like... The only ends I have, to my knowledge, are Gold Chip and, Tama. She comes with left-handed and Runaway? Yeah, exactly. So no Runaway, right? I could just build her as a front anyway, but... What does the long team look like? Because this is where the, like... It's not a pain to build fronts for TT because you don't care about groundwork since most greens aren't consistent. Does he care about groundwork for winning? Long team could be... I'm groundworking my shit for sure, yeah. Gold ship. Gold ship ends. Maybe like... Mamdani Stan Opera Pace or some shit? Pace is kind of a hard sell, though. You can be a late surger, too. Mambo? 2-star Mambo? She got overwhelming pressure with her ass, though. You have a built-in gold for Longs and Maestro. I feel like I kind of like the Mamdani Opera. Gold. Yep. New York Opera. So that's End and Pace. Maya, perhaps? I want to get like a late surger in here, I think, so we don't overlap. Maya can do it. Like Tama late surger, maybe? Fast and Furious, Tail 9, fucking do some shit. Consistent skills are generally just more important than winning. Every race, you mainly just want a high roll to keep you in Class 6 for the week. You legit get like 3 win runs that get significantly more points than 5 win runs. But part of that high roll is like getting a bunch... You get a bunch of points for getting like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? It's like part of that high roll is still performing well. If you can just keep re-rolling for the wins, surely you can keep re-rolling for the skills that activate too, right? Like, the point is you can keep re-rolling for anything, right? But is it, like, the idea is you want to have the highest chance of getting stuff that's actually good. I would assume, anyway. Like, you would prefer a front that had consistent skills and won than a front that had consistent skills and didn't. Yeah, maybe like a late Tama. Maybe. That's still... So I was kind of hoping I wouldn't need both of these guys for long. I mean, maybe you for... They can still win. Groundwork just isn't important because it's not consistent. I guess. You can just, like, get Rod without it. Because, yeah, your greens are going to vary track to track to track, right? It's not like other people have groundwork, I guess. Like, I guess if they don't, then yeah. Who the fuck Miles in this house? Okay, Sprint is easy, right? Sprint is like... Air Groove. And like... Bakshin, maybe? Like Air Groove, Bakshin... Actually, who's the last one? What do I have currently? Air Groove... Hello, Haru. You're more of a... You're late, yeah. An Air Groove can, like, late surge. You can front or pace. Government mandated Halo? Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, okay. So you're a late. Air Groove can pace, can't she? She can. Does she have skills that need her to be... Like, this is, yeah. That's pace. That is pace, actually. I don't know if... But you don't... You get, like, fewer... You get, like, less shit for debuff skills, right? Her ult wants her to be 5th or worse or something. Yeah, mid-pack or further back. So her ult wants her to late. Halo kind of has to late, though, right? I think. Late Surger, Sprint. Yeah, sort of. Okay, I mean, I'll figure it out. But yeah, it's Air Groove, Bakshi, and Halo. And like maybe we can try and get Air Groove to run pace. That's maybe okay. I just feel like, what was the shit on her ults again? Agaruvu. It is... Oh, it's Starter back. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, now she can pace. Yeah. Well, I say that. I guess you're likely to have more spread out lobbies where there's like 3-3-3. That is my setup, but Halo disappoints me because I don't know how you build a late for sprints. I guess for her, you just try and activate skills and hope for the best. And I mean, really, the answer is on your left, right? On your left is at its best on sprints because it's got like a 50% chance of being a really good Excel because the late race is short. Yeah, okay, sure. So that is Air Groove, Bakshi, and Halo. Let me put in like pace, Air Groove, probably front, Bakshi. Late Halo. Right? This is pace, Taiki, late Vodka, and I don't know yet. This is End Gold Ship, pace, Mamdani Opera. This is MF Doom. This is late Ogre, front Smalkin, pace Pasa. Okay. And then I just need another Mile. I imagine medium is not going to be too hard. I just gotta figure out who the fuck else goes on Mile. Gold vision skills are consistent as fuck for team trials. Well, it's not. It's more so they're cheap too, right? You get a gold skill for less cost. And the same thing with like shit like center stage and shit. Who else goes on Mile, man? Daiwa? No, she's a medium enjoyer. Okay. Okay, not you. My bad. You're not really a miler either. Grass Wonder, if she's not slotted? She's not. You just don't go Dom, but sure. On your left, like you just go... Like, I guess? There's gonna be some overlap there. We would have, because we already have a pace and a late, so she's gonna overlap with someone. I guess ideally we'd want a front or an end. Yeah, no stopping me is not. I do think Suzuka will be fine. Like this regular front Suzuka, I guess. Like not, what's it called? Like this not runaway. This front Suzuka doing her thing. Groundwork or not, we figure it out. I guess so, right? Yeah, both her skills work. Yeah, concentration, unrestrained. Sure. You just need right-handed. Sure, why not? Let's say... Concentration is really good TT skill as well because it gives a good positioning bonus. Oh, yeah, at the start. Yeah, in the early race, you get good positioning. Real. Front Suzuka. Fine. And then medium, I mean, shouldn't be that hard, right? Like, I imagine we can toss, like... I mean, for a pace, you can maybe do Tachyon? Like, Tachyon pace... She's got straightaways and corners built in. She's got race planner. Her ult works well. We probably do like Dober late or something. Does Dober's ult work on every medium? Is there a medium where Dober's ult, like from 2000 to 2400, that shit works, right? Like Dober ult works here. And here. I think Dober ult works on every medium, right? I think. And like I don't know, some fucking Maya slop with like just like a bunch of like no stopping. Well, maybe not. Maybe not Maya slop. An end or a front. Ideally. Right, this is Pace, Tachyon. As long as it's most of the tracks, you're good. That's fair. Late Dober. End or front who, though? Front Daiwa? Is Daiwa front? Can she do that shit? She can do that shit, can't she? Can't Daiwa front run? They like buffed her ult, so it's like better when she's in front now or something, right? She does have this, I guess. But Killer Toons is agnostic. Killer Toons works. Her ult is good as fuck in front. They buffed her ult again. How did that shit work again? It's like Resplendent. Red Ace. What does this shit do? If you are halfway through the race and you are in first and there's someone one behind you, or if you are trying to overtake, you get target speed and excel. Yeah, okay. I mean, that seems pretty good, right? There's a world where this gives you some speed carryover too. You can get it from second now, whereas previously she couldn't. Right. Yeah. It seems fine. And we're not like Suzuka rocketing her or anything like that, but like it seems like it could work. Yeah. Sure. Front Daiwa. Is there a better option? Like a... Could I bring you in here somehow? I don't think so. What do you do? Speedstar, Killer Toons. They like made you not bad, right? Like, aren't you not ass anymore? Oh, but you're also a Pace, though, which you already have. Yeah, we're looking for... You got any ends that Rudolph? Can she end? She literally can. What does her ult do? And also, what are her skills? Inside Scoop. Whoa, why does she have so many? No, it's synth level. Never mind. Pace, Fall, Calm and Collected. I mean, Maya could go on long. We could, like, put Maya on long and then, like, put Gold Chip on medium or something. Her coming with Umastan. I feel like Gold Chip's better on longs than Maya is, so I'm gonna ignore what I just said. I guess it's fine, right? I guess it's probably okay. I think we're maybe chilling. I like the... Probably rather build a front than build more Maya. I do really not like building Maya, it's true. Yeah, I think we're good, right? So, Sprint is front Bakshin. Sprint is Pace Air Groove, front Bakshin, late Halo. Mile is Pace Take Taiki, late Vodka, front Suzuka. Medium is Pace Tachyon, late Dober, front Daiwa. Long is End Gold Chip, Pace Opera, late Tama. Dirt is late Ogre, front Smelkin, Pace Pos. I think that's fair. I guess a decent lineup. Yeah, okay. So this is gonna be the project over like the next fucking 2 weeks or whatever, I suppose. And you're looking for... How much stamina do you need for a medium? Do you build for the longest of every race? Or do you say, like, fuck it, if I get hit with the 2400, I die unless I get lucky on a downhill or something? What's, like, the general strategy for stamina on these things? Because the Team Trials races only span the G1s, right? Like, I think? Like, the longest long is only 3200. It's not like the Stayer Stakes that's, like, fucking 3600 or whatever. Right? Or do we know how that works? I thought the Team Trials races were only G1s. No, you can get the 3600? Ah, shit. Well, that's not ideal. Yeah, how does that work then? Like, what is the general strategy for, like, stamina? Because it feels like if you build your long horse around surviving a 3600, it's like you're really gimping yourself on, like, everything up to and including, like, the Kika show. You know? Do you just kind of... You just kind of go for, like, a midpoint and call it a day? Like, do you say, like, ah, fuck it, if they can run the Tenno show or, like, the Kika show or something like that, then I'm chilling? I build to just barely spurt the longest on heavy, which is probably overstam. Maybe barely spurt the longest on, like... Barely spurt, like, the longest on firm, on, like, good mood or something. So there are going to be moments where you don't spurt there, but, like, maybe you can get lucky on a downhill or some shit. Usually you just run an Umo with an innate gold plus Super Creek for Maestro. You can parfait. That's true. Yes, you can always count on greats. That is true. Parfaits are basically infinite. Good mood doesn't matter mostly. Yeah. You can always assume you're on greats. You just run Umo with an innate gold plus Super Creek for Maestro. Well, 2 recoveries by itself is not enough necessarily, right? Like, you have to think about, like, I'm thinking, like, what stamina are you trying to, like, you can't have, like, 2 recoveries and, like, 600 stam and run a 3600. You're gonna die. So you still have to think about, you want stamina? Yeah, so that's what I'm kind of saying, is, like, what's the general idea with, like, how you take the split like this, you know? Long seems like the one where it matters the most, because the shortest long is 2500 and the longest long is 3600. For mediums, you can sort of, like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you can run a 2200, you can run a 2400. Like, you're not really, and, like, for miles and sprints, it matters even less. Like, you kind of just accidentally will get that much stam going through mats. Yeah, so it seems like really only long is where this is a reasonable thing to consider. And probably, I mean, it's probably safe to play it safe, I guess. Right? Hit fucking, like, you know, have a decent spurt rate on, like, firm conditions on great mood on a 3600 and then just go from there. Like, if you spurt, like, 75% of the time or something. You can guts max miles in sprints if you're freaky like that. Maybe, man. Okay. I think that shit makes sense to a guy like me. I think that shit does in fact make sense. I'm gonna sit down. Hold up. Global reference doc has race frequencies for team trials? Excuse me. To get the 3600 meter is a 10% chance? Ah, okay, so it's not like, don't build around it. I guess, because I guess the thing you're trying to do here too, yeah, like, I guess you can just totally say, if I get the 3600 meter, that's not the run, right? You just say, fuck it. If I get the 3600 meter, then I reroll. If it's that low of a chance. So I guess you can just build around the 3200 then, right? I retain my Umas have like 900 plus with 2 golds. Yeah. I guess you just build around the 10-0 show spring. As that, like, have that be your longest. This is about where I land? Yeah. Because, yeah, I think what, 3200 meter is 8%. Lol. But yeah, like, I'm talking about 3200 or less, right? Like that band is what you want to care about, basically. Like, to then go outside to the 3600 is crazy, right? Also, I like the overstam because it means when I meet the understam guys, I podium. Yeah, that's also fair. Because I'm not saying, like, oh, you're going to race the 10-0 show spring every time. I'm saying, like, there's no... If it's, like, 90% of the time, you're not going to be running the 3600, you're going to be running something shorter than the 3600, then it's, like, probably not worth building around. Because if it happens, you just go, fuck it, this ain't my race, you know? I'll get my retention on the next try. So I'm saying, like, you know, in that sense, I mean, I guess if you could also say, okay, if I get the 3600 or the 3200, then it's not my try, right? And you can then build for, like, the 3000 and less or something. But I don't think you're going, like, I think adding that extra 400 is, like, a hell of a ask, right? You could just build for the Kika show, I guess, and the Kika show and shorter. But I don't think it's probably going to be that hard in Mance to build for the 3200 and still have, like, a decent stat line. You get so many tries. Yeah, I think that's, like, the really big difference that I have to think about is this idea that, yeah, like, there can just be, like, the extremes can be bad for me. That's okay. Because I get to just rerun it until it goes well. Right? So, I mean, if I can build for the extremes at, like, little to no opportunity cost, then, like, fuck it. Why wouldn't you, right? But the reality of the matter is that's not how it's going to work, right? If you build for the extremes, you're going to be giving something up. Also, I want more gold, so I calc for running double gold recoveries. That's fair. Yeah. That is something that's like a synergy there, is you want to run a shit ton of golds anyway. So you can go double gold recoveries, and that lets you have less stamina, I suppose. Okay, I can see the vision on this. Okay, cool. Cool. I think that makes sense to me. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I still am not fucking done with the Fuji Showtime, and that's just done in like 2 days, maybe? So I gotta go. I gotta go do that shit. But I think after that I will start team trialing. This shit is amazing, by the way, I must say. I think that's fair. And then this is the last CM before Mant is over, right? It's nice they use double energy this time. True. I did notice that. So you get 10 every time you do a 5. I think it's gonna like spam Bakshin runs probably. I heard there's like something you could do with Tama that like makes it quicker. There's a sprint. Oh, after this and Mant. Okay, so this is the second last Mant CM. Gotcha. Sprints aren't real, so you're right. So fucking true, Rested. So true. But yeah, I mean, I think we're about good on that, fellas. What we bit of a short stream. But I mean, I'm gonna go do like a shit ton of like Fuji spamming after I go take a shit, probably because I kind of really need to go take a shit. But I mean, I feel like I learned a lot today anyway. Discussed some team trial strategy, and most importantly, figured out how the fuck current speed works in this godforsaken video game. I think that's useful, man. I think that's useful. I will this time actually see you on Saturday if you're subbed. We'll probably be doing some coaching, so that'll be a good time. Current speed ball knowledge is massive. Yes. Thank you, Taiki, for being the first example we have. I'm gonna go get a manicure and a pedicure on Saturday, which should be very fun. But I should be back in time for stream, so I will see you then. We'll do some Grand Blue coaching because it's been like a little over a month probably since the last time I did that shit. And then yeah, if you're not subbed, I'll see you on Sunday for some fucking and some shitting, man. Some fucking and some shitting. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you 2 days from now. Peace. Ba, ba, banana. この衣装はいつも寝る前に綺麗に畳んで枕元に置いている。